I don't care for Spotify as a company. Based on some of the things that we've talked about here, please reference other episodes of the New Old Heads podcast. But, you know, I think whoever curated this is one of those things that can get a more healthy conversation going on as far as the conversation we have about the different albums in hip hop, you know, and stop, you know, like I said, stop comparing what you liked when you were 17 to what 40 years later somebody likes when they're 17.
So my man Andrew Barber, who's a Spotify partner, did you see the rollout that they did for Spotify Classics?
No, I don't mess with Spotify.
Well, I got it.
We had a whole conversation about why Spotify is trash.
Evil.
Well,
anyways,
what Spotify did.
Yeah.
What Spotify did, they have him being a partner, they had him review one of the lists, and it's classic albums of the streaming era in rap and R&B, and he kind of went through some of the ones that were listed and some of the albums that weren't.
All right, Andrew, tell us about what you want us to know.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Andrew Barber from FakeShoreDrive. Spotify just dropped their first ever classics program, which is highlighting impactful albums that dropped in the streaming era, roughly 2015 through present day. But it seems heavily focused on the years of 2015 through 2019. Today, I'm partnering with them to give you my thoughts. Now, I've been blessed enough to have been working in the industry during the end of the mixtape era, throughout the blog era, and now the streaming era. And throughout these times, a lot has changed in the way we discuss, digest, and consume music. People say there are no new classics, but I have to disagree. And this list is proof. There's some great albums here, and I'm super happy that Spotify put them into this type of context. A wise person once told me, a great list is one no one can agree on. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, this is my own personal taste, so don't try to comfort me. Each of these picks means something to me. Perhaps I knew the people involved or watched it come to fruition. Whatever the case, I have a soft spot for these albums. So coming in at number one is Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's Bandana. Now, it's no secret, I've been friends with Freddie for over 15 years at this point, but I've watched him build his career brick by brick. He definitely took the stairs, and there were no shortcuts or cheat codes for Gibbs' journey. So to see him become this underground hero who crossed over and become a Grammy-nominated artist has been so rewarding for me. While he has a number of agreed-upon classics under his belt, I feel like this is the moment he truly separated from the pack and went to the next level of his career. He and Madlib just work so well together, and every accolade this album got was well-earned. I think it was consensus pick for Rap Album of the Year of 2019. This project just, to me, felt like a celebration, and I hope we get another one at one point. Number two, Saba's Care For Me. Now, I watched Saba come up as well.
Fire.
We were there from day one, basically at FakeShoreDrive. He's always been a special artist, but I feel like this album was the exact moment really everything came together and the rest of the world saw it, not just Chicago. This album is a little bit bittersweet for me because of this sad undertone and kind of dark cloud around it surrounding the passing of John Walt, Saba's cousin and Pivot Gang partner in rhyme. You know, I knew John Walt personally, and he was a very good guy. I mean, everyone's shocked at his passing. So I feel like this was a bit of a release therapy for Saba. It's an important album to Saba and the city of Chicago. Definitely rest in peace to John Walt. Number three, Jay-Z's 444. After a 4-year hiatus, Hov returned with a grown man rap album that had everyone talking. And of course, people are still talking about it. Kind of set the bar for adult-themed rap albums. Produced by my guy, No ID. He's Chicago's own. I'm happy they were able to do a full project together. He's the only producer to have ever done that with him. Number four, Tyler's Igor. Perhaps pound for pound my favorite album on this list, and probably the one I've played the most. It was a groundbreaking, funky, fun album. You could play it the whole way through with no skips. It just kind of has that certain bounce to it. I watched him perform this and win at the Grammys. That was a very important moment, very great moment to see. Great memory as well. Coming in at number five, Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. I bumped into Nipsey at No Name Studios, which is the former Good Music compound. I saw him in the parking lot in the summer of 2017 as he was putting the finishing touches on this album. We had a brief chat about the album and his goals for the future. Everything he said he was going to do that day, he did. Over a year later, I saw him at the Grammy Awards, you know, all dressed up, ready to win his award. Didn't work out the way we wanted to. Another bittersweet album, but a classic nonetheless. So to finish, I do think Chance the Rapper's Coloring Book, Lupe Fiasco's Teso and Youth, Schoolboy's Q, Blankface LP,
Not
Danny Brown's Atrocity Exhibition, and Pusha T's Daytona should have been included here, but maybe that's just me. Go check out the Spotify's classics list. Let me know what you think, and let's discuss.
None of the Run the Jewels are in there either.
No, I think it's five. I think his 5 was solid.
That was
no,
his
I was
list.
talking about like it doesn't look like it appeared to be.
Oh, in any of the actual what Spotify deemed classics.
Knowing the criteria, was anything left out?
I would need to see a list. I can't remember everything. Those were just his 5.
Yeah, just his 5.
You know, and because they were just his 5, I think the everything that he mentioned was really good.
Yeah,
I can't vouch for Coloring Book. I didn't like that album at all. But to Terry's, Terry said acid rap was way better. But that might have been was a mixtape.
It might have been a mixtape and
pre-streaming maybe from when they started this. But Malibu,
yeah, absolutely,
of course,
I'll take that.
That's a classic.
Yeah, I'll take that one. No brainer.
Yeah, so Malibu definitely, I would say Beyonce's Lemonade. Yeah.
Think that works?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now, it's Lemonade.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me, but I understand
Right.
the
I'm not
value.
part of-
and I'm not a
Yeah.
member of the Beehive,
Me
but
either.
I can't acknowledge it was a dope project.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do
Fair
that.
enough.
And she wraps it up when she goes on tour, so it speaks to you differently if you see it live.
Renaissance.
It's another one of those ones.
Yeah.
Where you get it, you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson Tiller, Trap Soul.
That's a good album.
That is
Yeah.
a good
Good
album.
album.
I remember when that came out.
That's a good album.
That was end of the blog era. Leo Soul Mother. I know
That's
Jack.
Very
personal
good.
favorite. This
Yeah, that-
album's incredible.
That album is good to the point where I can't even listen to it.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
it feels different.
Very good
And
album.
you know what? Because she's put out more music since then, but I still go back.
Yeah,
Mother.
like I want to listen to it, but life doesn't let me listen to it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Following up, Daniel Caesar, Fruitian.
Yeah, that's a good album.
It is.
What was the lead?
Freudian.
What was the single on that record? It was
Best
featured.
Part.
There you
Yeah.
go. Great song.
And Get You.
Great song.
Was Location on there?
You're thinking of 𝐃𝐃𝐃𝐒?
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
mixing the two.
Of course, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib Bandana. I would say that's
Yeah.
a definite.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that. Frank Ocean's Blonde.
Yeah.
That has some heat on there. Yeah, that has some heat.
Future DS2.
Know how we feel. Well, at least
Well, no, I know how you feel.
Oh,
about
no.
Future got some jams, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never jumped on the Future bandwagon.
Terry and I are locked in unison on his Future assessment. 100%.
Yeah. Her.
Super talented.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand that. I get it.
Yeah. The Internet Ego Death.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah. Took me a while to get into them, but yeah,
Jay-Z's 444.
it's not even up for debate. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels.
That's actually a good album.
That's a good, if you're an R&B head, that is an excellent project.
I'm about to revisit that one.
Let's see what else. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly.
Might be my favorite album from him.
Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Yep, come on. What?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Come on, Mouse. Let's see. Little Uzi Vert's Verse the World.
Y'all got to help me on that one.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
not
don't even think I've heard.
I'm not a
it.
fan, so I
And
can't even act like I've listened to this
Yeah,
project.
I can't
It's
cap.
gonna make me sound old by saying I haven't even.
I'll just
listened
be
to it.
old.
What are the songs on it? Maybe it'll be something I recognize. I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
I've never been a huge fan of Mr. Vert, but I know that he has his own waves. So
He holds his Uzi vertically.
Migos culture. I've never been a huge Migos fan, but I think that this
That album is
definitely
fire.
belongs here.
This one's supposed to be
I
there.
mean, it was kind of undeniable. Like, even if you claimed you don't like this sort of
Absolutely.
hip hop, it was undeniable.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got records on that.
Then we can talk about Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap.
No brainer.
That we gave definite props to. We didn't wait for him to pass away for him to give his flowers.
Facts. We've been championing. Did I say it right, Long? That album.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Victory Lap. Playboy Cardi, Die Lit.
I don't understand.
I don't know any of his music.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. But
What Joe Budden was saying last. Don't nobody want to hear that. Fiend. Man, he was upset.
Like, this is a whole thing. I maybe if I was one of those people who went to festivals
yeah,
and watch people jump up and down and throw things at each other, it would be more my thing. But since
he
that's
got
not-
a wave though.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely
everybody got
got
a wave, but
He got a wave.
I'm
Just because I got a wave, I mean you gotta catch it.
yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm falling off the skateboard on that one, or the surfboard. Sorry. Rihanna, Auntie.
Anti. And that was fire.
Auntie. You don't like my enunciation?
Oh my God, man, Auntie.
Yeah, that
Auntie.
was fire.
So, yeah, kind of the same way, wave as Beyonce for me. Wouldn't
Yeah.
like. It's not that I don't like their music, but I'm just not that hardcore person. It's
Yeah.
like
I actually ran that more than I've ran any Beyonce.
This Auntie.
I guess if
more.
that's what you're gonna call it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Auntie for the day.
Yeah, all right. Roddy Rich,
This
please
has some heat on
please
there.
excuse me for being antisocial.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I ain't gonna hold you. This has. I listened to this one. We got some heat on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that one.
Let's go back to Saba Care for Me.
Man,
This was
I have to revisit this album.
this album here, bruh.
when this came out. This is all I played.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
man.
We talked about. I remember when this came out. We discussed this one. This one was.
Yeah, this was my favorite album that came out that year. Very, very one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah,
Solange, A Seat at the Table.
Fire.
fire.
Heat.
That's
Yeah.
her best album.
Yeah. It made the next album she put out a real disappointment.
Yeah, seriously. She set the bar way too high.
And it wasn't that bad. The second one wasn't bad though.
The week it came out, I haven't gone back to it since.
The seat at the table was just one of them ones. Like as soon as you press play on that mug, it was rocking from beginning to the end. It was structured right. It flowed correctly.
The
sequencing was
flawless.
Great. Yeah.
And you talk about somebody who was not checking for Solange.
Man.
I was like, because she's put out so much music that no one cared about.
Next is Summer Walker. Over it.
Yeah, I'm not a big Summer Walker fan. My nephew seems to really love that album. He said it's fire. I'll take his word for it.
I'm not a huge. I'm not very hip.
She got some joints.
I might have to leave that. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, she has some
ride
songs.
with nephew on that one.
But when you see what the next album is after Summer Walker,
Control.
yeah,
Says it's
we
Control.
go.
yeah,
that's
is
fire.
Yeah,
Or CTRL. How's that make you feel, Mike?
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'm not frustrated. Anything.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Next, Travis Scott, Astro World.
That's fire.
Good project.
get it? Yep.
Good project.
The tour was nice too.
Mr. Flower Boy,
Fire.
There we
Tyler,
go.
the creator. Yeah.
Fire.
I'm surprised his most recent record isn't on here. The one that DJ.
It is on there.
It is okay. I was about to say.
He got 3. That's what impressed me.
Tyler, the creator, Igor.
Fire.
We're going to say yes. And then Call Me If You Get Lost.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
man.
this was on here. So
Yep, I would agree with all those. Mr. X 17. This, even though again, this goes. I would say for me, this is the same as like the Migos. I didn't listen to them, but can't deny the impact of this album.
Right.
You know,
I agree. 100%. Yeah.
yeah. And following up, the end of it is nothing.
that was the last one.
That's it.
Caesar.
Yeah, it was on there. It was up there earlier.
I think Jay Moore's point about the separation and doing the era talk takes the older albums out of consideration, and you can focus more on how great these projects were for their time. I like that. I like that angle. It takes the rest of that other stuff out because human nature, we go right back to the same old discussion.
It ends up being noise at the end of the day
Right.
because everybody wants their favorites to be included on lists like that.
Right.
And with them segmenting this particular time frame, I think they actually did pretty well.
Those are good records.
Like I said, I think the only thing's missing, and the way these lists are put together sometimes where they say, okay, we're just going to include one project per artist. And so when you put multiple, Tyler Creator getting 3 of the spots, I can see where, okay, there were some things that were missed. Nas, yeah, you didn't, not one Nas project, no Run the Jewels. Those seems like serious omissions.
Michael.
Yeah. No kidding. The Killer Mike album. I don't know when the cutoff was for this, but those seem like serious omissions to me. I'm pretty sure there are more. Google Q's first joint isn't on here.
Oh, yeah. What was his first ones? That wasn't Habits and Contradictions.
Oh, no.
You're not talking about Blank Face, are you?
No, Blank Face was like his third or fourth.
Third, yeah.
I really like Habits and Contradictions, though.
I think I might be thinking of Habits and Contradictions. But I'm just saying, and once again, this is all subjective. My list would be completely different. I wouldn't have had Uzi. I wouldn't have had Cardi. I wouldn't have had XXS.
I mean, to be honest, this could be filled with 100 albums.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
I'm actually surprised with it being Barber that he didn't put Juice WRLD on there.
Yeah, I could see that too.
And he's been around long enough, like you have long to actually speak on this, to look at the era. So that's dope.
No, my man, Cole, Minnesota. What was it?
Oh, yeah.
Yachty?
Yachty.
Young Boatman?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir's got some.
No Cardi or Meg.
That's okay.
No, basically, all of the female contributions to this list are all R&B.
Or even Childish Gambino could have had 2 joints on there to me, because he could have had Because the Internet and what was the follow up to that?
For You My Love or something.
For You My Love.
Awaken My Love.
Awaken My Love.
Yeah,
That was
both of them could have been on there to me.
That was my favorite record that year.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one, Terry. But it's just good to see that, like Lone said, those are good records though. So it's not like they pulled, for some we would consider some BS.
No Rhapsody.
No Rhapsody.
No, that's true. Layla's Wisdom or what was the other one?
Layla's Wisdom was good.
What was the other one called?
Oh, that's the one I listened to the most, and I can't remember.
I know. I can
That's
literally
crazy.
see the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But the other Rhapsody one. Yep.
The one where she pretty much paid homage to other.
Yeah. One with Oprah and had the Queen Latifah feature.
Yeah.
Now it's going to bother me.
Is it Queen?
Queen. No, it wasn't Queen.
No, it
That's
wasn't.
Nicki Minaj.
Nah, that's
She got albums.
Yeah, I need to see now.
𝐬𝐬.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So I think that's a glaring omission. But once again, I'm a Rhapsody fan, and that was my favorite album that year. But I do like I said, I like the fact that we're not sitting up here trying to have this conversation like it's not as good as
Exactly.
Wu-Tang Enter 36 Chambers. Like I think those. It's the same thing where we still have these people who are like comparing LeBron to Michael. It's like different eras, different rules. Different training and nutrition programs
And different positions.
Yeah, that
Definitely
too.
different positions.
Yeah.
Different ways of setting the salary cap.
You can make a comparison with Kobe and Michael.
Yes,
They played the same position.
and they played, and
The same style.
and at one point there was an overlap there. They were on the court at the
together.
same time.
Yeah.
But LeBron, I don't. Anyways, it's neither here nor there.
But yeah, I actually. I don't care for Spotify as a company. Based on some of the things that we've talked about here, please reference other episodes of the New Old Heads podcast. But I think whoever curated this is one of those things that can get a more healthy conversation going on as far as the conversations we have about the different albums in hip hop. And stop. Like I said, stop comparing what you liked when you were 17 to what 40 years later somebody likes when they're 17.
Yeah, you almost could make an argument that every 10 years you should have a different set of albums
that would be listed as classics for that decade or whatever.
Rather, like, so that you're not omitting things, because these are literally makings of you at the end of the day.
I think it's just eras, right? So we could say like the original era, like the 80s.
Yeah.
Then we could say like, the 92, 93-ish to 99, because that was an era.
Right.
And then you can go like the 2000s, and then you could do like the blog era, and then you could do the streaming era. So
rather than force feeding your absolute favorite from childhood into every category.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all of these records shape you at the end of the day.
True.
And arguing with somebody over your personal taste is kind of a tired argument in itself.
There's also no Mac Miller on this.
Oh man.
Good call, Lone.
Yeah, that's
But-
crazy.
Man.
So
That's crazy.